You know, the love is strong with this one, man. This is easily one of the most requested videos that I've gotten in a very, very long time. I'm a little late with this, but guess what? We in here, we gonna talk about it. Mark Cerny, of course, talks about the PlayStation 5. Yes, I did not forget about this, and we're gonna definitely dive into that. We got news involving the Xbox Series S actually outselling the PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch for Black Friday. More on that in a second. We got update on Spider-Man No Way Home. It turns out we're gonna be getting more of these movies, which honestly, I'm glad they finally came out about this because, again, there was a lot of confusion, but we'll get into that in a second. And, of course, we got a new PlayStation showcase that's going to be happening for Sony. Much, much more, the whole 9 yards. Without further ado, this is your boy Big Cloud Gaming. What's up, people? Welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the first bit of news. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and knock it out the park because there's not really much to this particular showcase. But I know a lot of people, as soon as they see a PlayStation showcase, and this is kind of Sony's fault because they're not transparent enough with all of us. But let me go ahead and give you the 401, or should I say the scoop on this actual showcase. So it turns out we're going to be getting a PlayStation Partners Awards for 2021. This is going to be a showcase that's set for December 2nd in Japan. Now, again, they're not talking about any crazy reveals or nothing like that. They even tell you in the fine print, don't expect nothing big at this particular show. This is going to just be them. This is going to be pretty much their version of the award show. So if you are expecting like a big reveal from Sony, obviously wait to December 9th, if I'm not mistaken, for the Game Awards from Jeff Keighley. Yes, we'll be streaming that. I'll be back in time for that for you guys. We'll be streaming that. Your boy is officially a co-streamer. Shout out to Jeff Keighley for the invite. I do appreciate it. So we're definitely going to go ahead and cover that. And yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, so there you guys go. Not much really to go off of with the showcase. If you're really excited for that type of stuff, or you want some new reveals, usually I will put my money on Jeff Keighley's show. Makes sense. Sony would actually debut something there versus the partner show, which they pretty much told you flat out is not going to be anything Megaton related at that particular show. Moving on, I'm going to move this away from gaming for a second. I want to get into the movie situation real quick. Tom Holland and, of course, his future with the Spider-Man MCU. Now, the MCU has been in a constant flux, so to speak, right? They're now opening a few doors, and obviously they're now tapping into the multiverse. We saw that with the trailer for No Way Home, and with the trailer for No Way Home and the multiverse being a thing, obviously, we're expecting some certain reveals in this movie. I'm not going to say who, but you guys already kind of pieced that together. After, obviously, with all that being said, a lot of people were going, is this Tom Holland's final movie? Obviously, there was this crazy leak that happened involving Venom and obviously this movie as well. And like I said before, man, or I haven't said on air, so let me correct myself, but I've said this in Discord. I'm not expecting, like, I'm really not surprised by anything, to be honest with you. I'm really not. The thing I was worried about is how many movies are we actually going to get with Tom Holland, with Spider-Man. And courtesy of Amy Pascal, it turns out not only are we going to get more movies with Tom Holland in this version of Spider-Man, but it just looks like, looks like we're going to get a new trilogy. So this new movie, obviously No Way Home, is obviously going to set up some crazy stuff, and you're probably going to be seeing some returning faces, and this is going to be the ultimate Spider-Man sort of like MCU crossover trilogy that they're going to try to build. So new characters are going to be introduced. For example, let's say Kraven the Hunter. I expect to see this guy in some capacity, right? Mysterio already was introduced. He was great. But who knows, there's a lot of more things that can be added to this game or to this movie. And again, I'm excited for that. So just want to throw that out there. You guys know I'm a big Spider-Man fan. So let's go ahead and move this out the way, man. Let's move over to the Xbox side for a second. Take a quick little commercial break for this one. Switch to the Xbox. The Microsoft Xbox Series S is the best-selling console on Black Friday. It beat the Switch and it beat the PlayStation 5. Now, I saw a lot of people either damage controlling this, either some people were, looking kind of weird in comment sections. A lot of people act like they didn't want to give props. I'm just gonna say it like this, man. Good shout out to Microsoft. They did this right. Microsoft's been getting a lot of good praise, and they've been in a better spotlight, so to speak. But as far as them outselling the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch, I mean the Switch, I could really care less about. I'm all Steam Deck at this point. Nintendo lost me in all my faith, so I'm not even going to throw Nintendo on here. I'm not a Nintendo channel. I refuse to talk about Nintendo. Move that out to the side. If you guys want to talk about Nintendo, you guys are free to do that in the comment section. But the reason why it beat the PlayStation 5, I mean, let's go ahead and face it. It beat the PS5. Let's face it, because the PS5, Sony can't even guarantee you one. I mean, hell, if you're lucky, you get a GS5 before you get a PS5, people. That's just how bad it is with the PlayStation 5. So the fact that Sony can't guarantee you a PS5, even if you buy it directly from them at this point, because, obviously the bots and everything, it's pretty obvious that the Series S was going to be the system to get for Black Friday. Everybody's looking for that deal, and hell, you can get a next-gen like experience for dirt cheap, and it's digital only, so there you go. Xbox Series S has its place. I know a lot of people said that system was going to be dead weight, but like I said before, even when we interviewed Kate Yeager, consoles have their own particular, each console will have their value, right? It's not going to go away. And what Kate Yeager said was perfect. She said these are just delivery systems for the experience, right? The Xbox Series S is a cheaper alternative to the Series X to give you somewhat of the same experience that you would get with the Xbox Series X. That's really all it is. I mean, the PS5, again, PS5 is a beefier version of that, much more accessible, the whole 9 yards. But again, Sony can't guarantee that in your hands. So the fact that Sony is not the winner of Black Friday is no surprise whatsoever. This is not the PlayStation 4 and PS5. I mean, the PS4, Sony made sure they were good. They made sure they had some in stock. That thing got sold. It was the top system, the whole 9 yards. PS5, Sony is like struggling to get that. And this is why I have my gripes with the refined model, which we talked about, where they cheaped out on the heatsink. Again, a lot of people might say it works fine. A lot of people believe that system works fine and it's going to be fine right now, and they tested it, sure. But the thing I'm always going to be looking at for that particular unit is longevity. How long does that system last compared to the base model ones that we've gotten at launch with the beefier heatsink, the more future-proofed type of hardware design? And, therefore, so that's going to be the thing to look out for. But other than that, I mean, not much really to say here. Microsoft won Black Friday with the Xbox Series S. Good on Microsoft. Congrats on Microsoft. Now, let's go ahead and get into a topic that a lot of you guys really want to talk about. Let's go ahead and switch over to Mark Cerny. Okay, so this right here, man, I was super excited. I was super excited to see this. This was great. This is all but confirmation of everything we covered on the channel. Before I dive into what he says, obviously, big shout out to all you guys who are new, who subscribed to my channel based on everything I broke down from Mark Cerny, all the patents, everything I said, because at this point in time, no one can refute anything that I've said with the PlayStation 5, especially with its actual design and its form factor and what it was made for in mind. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. Mark Cerny actually, talked about the PlayStation 5 with the wired, and basically he told us how it was built, why, they went the route they went. And like I told you guys prior, back when we first started to get into this whole PlayStation 5 breakdown and teardowns, PlayStation 5 was designed with, basically they designed PS5 with speed in mind. They wanted to make a system that was more accessible than the PlayStation 4. Picture the PlayStation 4 as the template. The PS4 broke a lot of ground with Sony and developers, especially after the hard time they had with the PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 was alien tech with the cell architecture. It was very powerful and still has a lot of power and usefulness in 2021. Sadly, it is you know, it's terrible to program for. And this is why you had games on the Xbox 360 actually performing better than the PlayStation 3 version. In fact, Microsoft was able to even make their games look surprisingly better in the third-party range, more so than the PlayStation 3. It only took down, it came down really to the first parties like, you know, Uncharted and whatnot to really make the PlayStation 3 stand out on its own and really come back as a true competitor against the Xbox 360, which it ultimately won in the long run. So we already know that. We know that history lesson. Then here comes the PlayStation 4. They went with x86 PC architecture. Simple, powerful, efficient. Sony knew after the response that they got with the PS4 and how happy and excited developers were going into 5, they had to continue with that particular mindset. So Mark Cerny made the PlayStation 5. This is why the SSD is such a big thing in his eyes and why he focused so much on that. Then, of course, we go to the CPU and what they went with. Now, obviously, one of the biggest things that I dealt with when I broke down the PlayStation 5 in my videos was a lot of trolls saying the PS5 was RDNA 1.5. Yes, I did not forget. We're going to get into that. So a lot of you guys were like, it's RDNA 1.5 because it's missing stuff like machine learning. It's missing stuff like this. And then, of course, dudes who heard it from other YouTubers came to me and act like they were informed, saying like, see, that's not there. And when I broke it down in patents and I told you flat out that this is a custom RDNA 2 architecture, dude still didn't want to listen. Dude said that it doesn't have ray tracing. And as you guys clearly see with the PlayStation 5, it does have ray tracing. Not over-the-top ray tracing. And Sony clearly is not trying to go over the top with the ray tracing. They're giving you the perfect blend and mix between gameplay and performance. Now, I told you this before as well. And it goes back to Hip Hop Gamer. Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. When Hip Hop Gamer was on the show, we talked about DLSS. DLSS was a big thing for us when we broke this down, because a lot of people were like, oh, that's exclusive to NVIDIA. But like I told you guys before, AMD and NVIDIA copy off of one another, and you can ask anybody who's in this industry, they will tell you they all have their own variants of certain tech. Mark Cerny handpicked certain things for the PlayStation 5 that he wanted in the architecture, and there's just so much to go off of that, but he literally handpicked everything he wanted in the PS5. When it comes to DLSS, Mark looked into Fidelity FX. Well, it wasn't called Fidelity FX at the time, right? It was something else, a different code name, but now it's called Fidelity FX. We now have seen the results from that. Gamer Nexus broke that down, I think, and a few others. We saw insane performance gain in games for the PlayStation 5, and the funny thing is, this is a cool technique because this is something that you know damn well the first parties are going to have a field day with. Sony just signed a deal with Demolition Games, who is former Call of Duty developers. And I know a lot of people are like, well, we're the 120 FPS games. Best believe this studio, I'm willing to bet that this studio is going to have a game ready to go at 120 frames per second. In fact, wasn't Call of Duty, one of the Call of Duties 120 frames per second as well on the PlayStation 5? But again, I'm going off the top of my head there, so you guys correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Moving on. Going back to the PS5 design and everything. SSDs. So I see this argument a lot in comment section, whether it be different YouTube channels, whether it be Twitter, or just in comment sections in general. And let me be that guy to continue to be as honest and be as upfront with you as possible, because that's the only way I can go about this. I see a lot of you guys saying PS5 is more powerful. Again, power is not what the PS5 was built in mind for. Yes, PS5 can do ray tracing. Yes, PS5 can give you insane visuals and set pieces. You're seeing a lot of stuff happening on the screen due to the PS5 having 8 cores with the RDNA 2 architecture. You're seeing a lot happening on the screen. PS5 is clearly capable. That's why I said everybody should be happy with PS5. You're getting everything that you're wanting. You're getting a very good system. You're getting the pretty visuals, and you're getting performance. And like I told you guys prior when I had that theory, Sony was going to blur the lines. You're going to find that perfect mode between them where they can give you the perfect visual and they can give you the bells and whistles like the performance. Ladies and gentlemen, in comes performance ray tracing. Performance ray tracing mode is the thing for the PlayStation 5. Spider-Man Miles Morales has it, and it looks absolutely stunning. You have games like Ratchet and Clank that have this as well. Absolutely stunning. This is the blur line that I was telling you guys before. Now, here's why I say power is not what Sony was going for with the PS5. The PS5 was designed to give you what I just talked about, that perfect balance between visuals and performance. That's basically what they were going for. There's a reason why I keep saying 1800p looks absolutely, fantastic. If you have 1800p, you have everything up cranked to max, you'll be sitting there looking at that going, damn, that looks like 4K. And ironically, every game that we've seen from the PlayStation 5 looks like it's legit 4K 60 when we know for a fact it's not 4K 60. We have games that are usually dynamic 4K. So let's just say, I'm just throwing it out there, I'm gonna say 1800p because that really does seem like the sweet spot for this. But 1800p, especially when you look at games like Demon Souls, 1800p, 60 FPS, no complaints. You're getting a beautiful visual, you're getting amazing performance, and you're getting all the bells and whistles with the DualSense controller. PlayStation 5 clearly has the value and it has the tools necessary to give you the experience that you truly want. And that's really what Mark Cerny built the system for. It's very accessible for developers. Now, this is where the power difference comes into play. And let's go ahead and throw Microsoft on the board here, because I know a lot of people are going, where are you going to talk about Xbox? Here it is. Microsoft, in terms of the power crown, they have the power crown. I know it's not really showing. I know a lot of you guys are probably looking and rolling your eyes like, no, there's no game on the Xbox that looks better than PS5 right now. And here's the thing. We haven't really seen Microsoft push the box yet. This is why I say, again, especially with the cross-gen happening and everything with the PS4, you're not going to see the PS5 truly push to its brink until we get into 2023. 2023 is the year of Spider-Man 2, and obviously, I'm not sure if we're going to get Wolverine that same year, right? So I'm just going to say 2024, maybe 2025 for Wolverine, but that's another one. You're going to get the PS5 really starting to get pushed at that time frame, and of course, we already know what Microsoft has in their time frame. We know for a fact they have Hellblade 2, we know for a fact they have Avowed, and we know that they have other games up the horizon, like Perfect Dark as well. So you know these systems are not really getting pushed until we get into 2023. In 2023, you're going to see the big draw, like in terms of the presentation, I would say, of both particular systems. Microsoft can obviously push more pixels. This has already been shown by Digital Foundry in comparisons. Like let's just use Hitman, for example, right? There's already been used multiple times. Microsoft can push the more pixels with the Xbox Series X. They have a better GPU, and yes, they even have a better CPU in the Xbox Series X. But again, they want the traditional console route with the inclusion of an SSD. Sony went a different route to go about this to get the same end result. And the way Sony really went about this, to really put this in layman's terms, what I gathered with the PlayStation 5, the PS5, again, is all about speed and efficiency. PlayStation 5, the biggest thing about PlayStation 5 that completely separates itself from the pack from the Xbox is that the PlayStation 5 is much more faster. The PlayStation 5 has a higher I/O throughput. I know people probably roll their eyes, oh my god, I/O throughput, but it really is true. PS5 can stream actual assets into games and handle much more data on screen than the Series X. And when you count that with the 8 cores and everything, what they're doing, this actually makes sense and what you're able to accomplish with the system. I mean, look at the way Sony's been dropping game after game after game with the PlayStation 5. I'm telling you right now, accessibility is most certainly there, and developers have no issue getting to the true, assets and everything of the PlayStation 5, and that's what Sony wanted to do. Look at Returnal. Returnal looks absolutely amazing. God of War, despite being cross-gen, and along with Horizon Forbidden West, despite being cross-gen, these games look absolutely amazing, and they are the next tier of what we had previously on the PlayStation 4. This is all achievable due to the PlayStation 5's design and what they went for, and how simple and elegant it is, and how efficient it is to get the most out the box. There you go. Whew, I can breathe now. And on top of all that, just to throw this out here, Mark Cerny's design for the PlayStation 5 won the award for Best Gaming Hardware at the Golden Joystick Awards. So that, again, that's a testament of how amazing he built this system and how well he thought this through down the road. Everything. And when you count the Unreal Engine demos, when you count what we've seen, when you've seen the games for themselves and how well they act or how well they perform and how well they react to us and whatnot, there's really just no comparison in terms of like, well, there's really there's really no complaint. I meant to say when it comes to the PS5 and what you're gonna get and what is achievable from the box. All right, so there you guys go, man. There is a lengthy video for you. It has been a minute. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to say thank you very, very much for watching. I will be back among you very, very soon. I'm just finishing up my projects right now with IGN. Big shout out to IGN. For those that don't know, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I am a freelancer. I work with IGN now. And that's been taking up a lot of my time, even though I think I've already said this on live streams. But for those of you that might have not watched my live streams, which you should, RGT Podcast, we'll be back. I promise you, we'll be back. But if you don't watch my live streams, definitely tune into my live streams. Well, we always drop some info there for you guys, especially updates for the channel and everything of nature. All right. If you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter. It's in the description below. It's at BigCloudGaming. You'll always see me there. You can always interact with me if you want to hit me up for something. Always hit my DM. My DM is always open. All right. But that is it. That is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Shout out to PlayStation. Shout out to Sony. Shout out to IGN. Shout out to you guys. Much love, man. What an amazing year. Yeah, the channel is not crazy big yet. We're not there yet, but we're gonna work on getting the channel even further out there as I get back into the scene. But until then, I will see you guys there, and you guys be blessed. Y'all be easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you guys are well, and I'll see you guys when I see you. This your boy Ryan, aka Big Cloud Gaming. I'm most certainly signing out. Y'all have a blessed one. Deuces.